The painting, while creepy, doesn't seem to be very relevant at the moment. You decide to turn your attention elsewhere. As you look at the desk, your eyes fall immediately to the first page of a tall stack of papers. The paper looks like it was written with a typewriter, and appears to be a journal or diary of some kind. She can see it, that much I am certain of now. But it seems for now she can no more touch the divine realm than I can. I am beginning to worry that they are correct. How can God allow this? I must see it for myself. You dig through the pile, but as far as you can tell, most of the rest of it is tax exemption forms and donation rolls. Near the bottom of the stack, you find one more journal page. The move to Silent Hill has brought a number of surprises, not all of them pleasant. Firstly, the weather here is so far unseasonably cold. I am no stranger to New England weather, but it feels as though winter is right around the corner. Secondly, Father Gregory, to whom I have been assigned a shadow, is odd. Today he called us missionaries. He says we must bring God to this place. I find it odd to say about a town with such a long Puritan background. The rest of the papers seem irrelevant, so you turn your attention elsewhere on the desk. One of those red post-it note looking things catches your eye, but this one is blank. Odd. It's stuck on one side of a book. At first you think it's a copy of the Bible, but looking close at the text, it's definitely not. If you remember your mythology correctly, this might have something to do with a painting on the wall. Chaos took them, and each sought to be known as the fairest. The three vied with one another, and tried to tempt the man. But she who won the favor was Aphrodite, who gave him the woman that he desired. Suspicious of the blank note, you lift it from the page. As you do, you feel a slight twinge of pain, like a migraine coming on. But it passes quickly, and you shrug it off, noticing that your hunch was right. Beneath the note is a small, delicate, golden key. It's fashioned like an apple. Hey, take a look at these. Weird. Key's probably important. Think this room's tapped out unless you want to check the shelves. Just a lot of religious books, though. You trust Evelyn, but you're not sure whether he would know what kind of books do or don't belong on a church bookshelf. You'll just see if anything stands out. Evelyn is right. The shelves are mostly full of religious reference materials, different translations of the Bible, old catechisms, rulings from the Vatican, and the like. Two titles do catch your attention: The Spirit World and Inside the Night. You open up the first book and flip through it. It appears to be a kind of guidebook to different supernatural creatures and phenomena. You turn the pages, but don't really see anything different than what's usually on late-night pseudo-documentaries. Vampires, psychics, chupacabras, fairies. This, however, is a term you're not quite as familiar with. The spirit known as Genius Loci has been known for thousands of years. It's thought to be responsible for legends of local gods and spirits throughout the world. The term itself literally means spirit of the place. Hey girlie, you ready? I mean, you can stay if you want, but I'm gonna look for a way out. Maybe I can come back when I found the exit. You jam the books in your coat and hurry after Evelyn, who pulls out his gun again. Your pockets are once more starting to feel a little overfull. Hopefully you won't have to carry much more crap with you. The two of you peer up the hallway. There are two doors on your right that you haven't looked into yet. On your left are the staircase and the room you were just in. Further up the hall, you can see an archway with double doors you can't quite make out beyond. Evelyn motions to the closest door, and you nod and follow behind his shoulder. He opens the door with a quick movement and sweeps the room with his gun. It is, however, very dark in here. The only light is from your flashlight and the dim candles in the hallway. From what you can see, it appears to be a closet or a storeroom of some kind. You're about to step forward and take a closer look, when something makes a noise. You take your flashlight out of your pocket and shine it in the corners of the room. You don't see anything until you see the light glimmering on top of the cage-like shelf. You think you see something reflecting on it. You shine the light to the ceiling. Oh, that's where the noise came from. The two of you stare transfixed revulsion for a moment. Is it a corpse? A monster? The hideous mutated thing begins to twitch. Its musky innards slug outwards at you along the ceiling. You see Evelyn raise his gun and draw the thing's attention. As he does, you make a dive across the room for the huge wrench that has caught your eye. Was that a click? Is Evelyn's gun jammed? You grab the huge wrench and grip it triumphantly. It's heavy in your hands, more so than the pipe, but you also think it has a longer reach. Surely this heavy chunk of metal will serve you well in the fight against grotesque abominations. Except possibly against this particular grotesque abomination, because it's on the fucking ceiling. Huge wrench in hand, you see no further reason to stay in this creepily infested room, so you turn ready to go and call for Evelyn to come with you. Unfortunately, as you do, the thing's guts lack out like striking vipers and wrap themselves around Evelyn's throat, trying to haul him up into the air. You're terrified of hitting Evelyn, but there's no time to think. That thing is choking the life out of him. You dash forward and stretch your wrench up as high as you can reach and slam it into the bottom of the descending creature. You feel your wrench thudding on its wet body. Success! As you beat on the creature, it finally drops Evelyn into a heap on the floor. Its gross, entrail tentacles reorient, darting towards their attacker. You, stumbling with panic, you duck just out of its tendrils' reach and dart back inward, slamming it in the head with your wrench for all you're worth. There's a sickening noise of cracking bone and slurping tissue. You cry out to Evelyn, hoping he'll respond. The creature tumbles to the floor in a twitching, writhing heap. You hear Evelyn, out of breath but seemingly unharmed, as he gives the thing on the floor a disgusting grimace and slams his boot down on the thing's head, gives a sharp twist. The sound turns your stomach, as does the fact that he seems to have a lot of practice with that maneuver. You step gingerly over the oozing corpse and examine the cluttered shelf. There's a lot of really random stuff on it. Some old mouthwash, a roll of tape, a cracked religious statue. Oh, one of those health drink things. And is that a box of bullets? You want to take the whole stash, but sadly your pockets are too full. You leave the mouthwash, the tape, and the statue. You suppose you can always come back and grab them if you need them. You hand the bullets to Evelyn. The hat? Well, why not? Though your pockets are too full to carry it comfortably, you do take a closer look at the statue. So many things here have proven to be stranger than they first appeared. The statue, however, is an utterly normal porcelain figure of the Holy Mother Mary. You never really was very fond of her. What did she do, anyway? The only thing that makes her special is that God decided she'd be born without sin, etc. He could have picked anyone. You put the figure back on the shelf. Evelyn is staring at you. You know that's a men's hat, right? Looks pretty funny on you. I guess. Do you want to wear it then? Ah, hell yes. I look fucking hard-boiled. Wait, why are you wasting time over something this silly? You need to get out of this hellhole and find Uncle James. Not necessarily in that order. Maybe the mind-bending horror of this place is beginning to affect your sanity. You decide that you can't resist the urge to immortalize the moment. With only a little apprehension about what might be awaiting you, you switch your phone back on. You breathe a sigh of relief. There aren't any messages waiting for you. The camera on your cell isn't great, but as Evelyn poses, you snap a decent photo. It's a great shot, if you like pictures of snarky men showing off. Wait a minute. What's that in the background? Squinting at the picture and the wall in succession, you can't quite tell if you're imagining the red triangle outlined in the photo. You call Evelyn over to take a look, and he confirms your suspicion. The mark is on the picture, but not the actual wall.